Take a break. Look around. Time to face.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex again, coming to you with finally what seems to be my 1 year surgiversary, anniversary, whatever you want to call it, video. I was supposed to do this video last month, which was my real surgiversary, June 7th. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy done June 7th of 2011. That's last year. Since then, I have lost, for me, what seems to be a record, from what I hear and from what people tell me, is a total of almost 240 to 250 pounds. At my heaviest, I was 560 pounds, and I now weigh 319, about, yes, according to the digital scale here that my father has. I'm going to be talking to you about what hospital I did it in, what was life before my surgery, and what's life during and after my surgery. So, life before my surgery was intense. It was hard. It was aching. It was emotionally stressful. I was basically a couch potato. Although I had a lot of friends, I went out to the clubs and to dance and to stuff, but I was pretty immobile, meaning I never moved. I never went to dance. I never did anything. I just stood on a table and I had a few drinks, either get drunk or not. Chat around with my buddies and just trying to have a good time in my body, which I obviously did not like and was not comfortable in. But as us obese people do, we make the best out of everything. And through our obesity, we learn how to be strong. And we learn to manage with our emotion and everything else. I sought surgery first in 2003, St. Luke's Hospital. I got denied there after going there for a year for pre-op exams and stuff, for them to tell me that I was a little too overweight and that I had to lose weight. Now, we all know that people who had that who want the surgery don't want to lose weight on their own, or they can't. So for me to hear that, it was a downfall, and after about a year and a half, I cut them loose. After that, I went to Beth Israel Hospital. After a few weeks, denied again due to my overweight. I was too heavy, so they couldn't do it, and they said I had to lose 60, 70 pounds on my own, which again, pretty impossible to do. If I'm going for surgery, what makes you think that I'm going to be able to lose this weight on my own? Now, if you tell me 10, 15, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, maybe I'll do it. But at that time, I was a lot younger. I was about 21, 19, 21, 22 years old, something like that. After getting denied there, I finally went to Montefiore. I went to 3 different surgeons there, and guess what? Denied, denied, denied. Put the stamp on and put to rest. So, with all the denials, I went, and I guess I told myself, this is the life I'm going to live. This is the life that I have to make the best of. I'm going to accept me being big and being super morbidly obese. And although heartbreaking, really heartbreaking, I learned to make the best of it throughout the following years. I noticed I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the years, as the hours, as the weeks, as the days went by. I noticed my left knee hurting, my back hurting. I wasn't working for a couple years due to my weight. My weight made it impossible for me to have a career-oriented life. Yeah, I did go out, but again, it was very uncomfortable and not pleasing at all. I did have some fun, but I was limited to what I was doing. So far as going to the beach, going to the pool, going to Dorney Park, going to action parks like Six Flags and whatnot. Why? Well, what 500-pounder, almost 600-pounder can get on a roller coaster, can get on a tube to go in the pool, to go down a slide? What 600-pounder will take off their shirt to go down a slide? And the fear of you getting stuck in one of those slides. and the embarrassment of you trying to get on a roller coaster and the safety mechanism is not fitting because you're too big. And in front of hundreds of people, the worker's telling you it doesn't fit. You have to get up, you have to go down, walk down the aisle of shame. Very hard, very difficult. One day I woke up, I went in the car, I noticed that I wasn't fitting behind the steering wheel too well. That for me was the end of the road. I banged on the steering wheel, I shook the steering wheel as hard as I can, thank God it didn't break, of anger, emotion, stress, fear for my life, just a whole bunch of emotions just ran through my head and body at that time. And I said to myself, I know years ago I've accepted to be this big, but I didn't accept to get bigger than what I used to be. And that's exactly the hill that I was climbing. Fearing for my life, fearing that I will never wake up, fearing that I will never get up from the couch that I am sitting in right now, fearing that I no longer will be able to please my woman. Just a whole bunch of fears. Fears that men, human beings go through for being super morbidly obese. And although with those fears, I still ate the way I did. Poor, bad decisions on food, takeout food, restaurant food, the unhealthiest things you can think of. So I said to myself, you know what? I have to stop. I have to wake up and I have to think about the future. The woman that I am with is the woman that I want to marry in the future. And if I keep going this road, I will not be able to marry. I will not be able to get engaged, to have kids, and to live a comfortable life that a human being is supposed to live. So I sat down in my home one day with my laptop, and as good as a researcher I am, I love to research things. I sat down for 2 days straight. And finally I said to myself, wait a minute. One of the biggest hospitals in New York City, in New York in general, is Columbia Presbyterian. I was born there. Why not try there? Being that Montefiore is one of the greatest hospitals in New York, I got denied there. That was my last chance. So I said to myself, yo, listen, get on their website and look for a weight loss center, which I did. I spoke to a secretary about 3 years ago called Maddie. I spoke to Maddie on the phone for about half an hour, and Maddie kind of informed me that Dr. Ude does do surgery on patients over a certain amount of weight, because that was my fear, that I would not be able to get surgery done because of my excess weight. And she said, no, Ude has done it on patients over 500 pounds. So at that time, I was in the clear. I was about 525, 530, 540. But when I finally got to a scale at a dietitian that I'd known for years, by the name of Steve, over at Eastchester and Montefiore, I was about 550 pounds, 555 or so. And let me tell you guys that I did not sleep for days. Now, I went and I saw Ude, and she said that the surgery can be done. Now, the surgery that I knew about at that time was the gastric bypass, which she did not advise I do. She was totally against it, and reiterated that I would do a two-step surgery, and that is the gastric, and that is, I believe it was a sleeve, and a year later I can go for the bypass if that's what I wanted, and that was fine with me. Then I got a phone call a few days later that Ude was leaving, and that left me distraught. That left me wrecked. Again, the thought of me being this way, me dying, me not waking up, me not having a good future, just came again and took over me. So with that said, I went to the center and I asked them, what do I do? The surgeons that you guys have here, the other four, don't do surgery on patients over a certain weight. And we all know I am a very heavy person. And scientifically, I am in the category of super morbidly obese. Size 60 in pants, size 7X in shirts and t-shirts. It was out of control. The secretary there told me, don't worry, you're going to be at Lawrence Hospital. Your surgeon there is going to be Dr. Ahmed. So, I had to switch insurance to another one. I had Health First, I believe, and I had to switch to HIP, which I have now. The steps were do the 6 month weigh-in, and do the x-rays, and do the lung test, and do the blood works, and a whole myriad of tests. And I went and did them to learn 4 months down the road, 5 months down the road, that he was leaving too. He was going to Harlem Hospital to run the Department of Weight Loss, I believe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me here, but this is off the top of my head, guys. I have nothing written here. Anyway, back to the video. I got pissed off. I got upset. I got mad. And I called the center. No, actually, the center called me to learn that a new practitioner has been on the job now by the name of Jane Alexander. And she was super nice. She was wonderful. She told me, don't worry, I've heard your story. Your new surgeon is going to be Dr. Roth. He's the one that's going to be taking care of you. He's the one that's going to do the surgery of you. And believe me, he's an amazing surgeon. So I went and searched him, and I checked for his background, and his background is stellar. So I said, okay, fine, good. And happy to say, in June 7th of 2011, I had my surgery done. But before my surgery, I was gaining weight. I was at 529, I believe, and Roth said, you're gaining weight. For the last 3 months, you've been gaining weight. I need you to be below 527, so that was 3 pounds. Even so, 3 pounds, and your surgery is 2 weeks away, you tell yourself, wow, can I do this? And I did. Surgery date, I lost a total of 40 pounds in, I believe, 2 weeks and a half or 3 weeks. And I cheered on to Roth. 40 pounds, baby, 40 pounds, and I was happy about it. Surgery was done. I woke up, no complications whatsoever. Nurses said that I recuperated. I woke up pretty good, and that my recovery is really speedy, because I did 2 laps in the recovery room, which they told me people who had my surgery only do 1 or half and come back to bed. But then again, I guess I was strong-willed to recover and get out of there. Who likes being in the hospital? No, not me. So I went in and did 2 laps. And then an hour later, I did 2 more. An hour after that, 2 more. So it was good. Life in recovery was pretty bad. I lasted a day and a half in there. I slept there, and the next day, finally a private room. Thank the Lord. And I was there the day after, in 2 days. No leaks, no complications whatsoever. My best month was the month of July to August. I lost a total of 30 pounds in that month. Due to stressful situations, mother-in-law died, and, just being in the hospital day and night for a couple of weeks, it is what it is. And we made it through. Thank God. We all are all right. We are all right, sorry. So I kept losing. I keep losing. Every month I go in, it's a negative. So up until last month, I went to get weighed to see how much I lost totally in my 1 year, and to think of I lost 1 pound, it made me extremely pissed. I emailed my practitioner, and I told her, listen, Jane, I lost 1 pound. How can that be in a month? You know what's going on. She said, don't worry. You've lost enough weight as it is. This is your body regulating itself, coming down to a level where it's going to stabilize and normalize itself. Although you will lose, but this happens. So I said, okay, fine. The last 2 months, I've been feeling a little hunger. I get full really fast. I eat a little still. I don't eat a whole bunch like I used to, and I get full though. And I told this to my surgeon, and my surgeon said, stop worrying about food, just eat, and watch what you eat. Don't keep your calories to a minimum, no more than 1,000, and I still do that. Last night I weighed myself, and that's when I lost those 3 pounds in a month. It's not a lot, but it's something, and for me, anything is what I tell everyone that I know. Anything that's negative, I accept and I'll take it. I refuse to go back to the weight that I used to be. I refuse to put my body in that stressful condition that it was. And thank the Lord that now I am doing better, and I am doing amazing, guys. I have a better social life. I am much more comfortable in my own skin. I am much more comfortable with clothes, with sneakers, shopping. I no longer have to go to Casual Male. It's a store that I don't need to attend to anymore because they don't have my size. I'm now extra large in that store. I can go to the mall now and shop and just live normal. I know I've spoken about this in my past videos, but this is my 1 year anniversary video that I'm doing for you guys. I'm drinking lots and tons of water, about 2 liters a day. My health, for me, feels amazing. Although the blood work did say I was a little low on the iron and low on vitamin D. But I am taking pills to correct those issues, and after that, nothing else. Walking is beautiful. I don't go out of breath. Going up the steps, I can hop up steps without getting tired, without feeling fatigue. Sweating, I'm no longer scared of. I sweat. If I have to sweat just by standing outside, I'll do it, and I'll be damned. It's good for me. Surgery does has its disadvantages, its negatives, and I cannot stress this to you guys to look and do your research. Surgery has its negative, like the leak. I have a friend, a very, very close friend that I met here on YouTube, and she did have a leak, which was pretty stressful, and it made her not kind of appreciate the surgery like I did and lots of other people do. But that's water under the bridge. She went over it, and she's doing fine. She's doing fabulous, and her YouTube name is Just Sleeve. I'll be putting a link down in the info center. And I want to do a few shout-outs to some of the people who subscribe and who helped me. Carol, another person I met on YouTube and in the weight loss center. Aris, another female that I met at the weight loss center. Cookie Lou, which is a wonderful lady, I believe up in Arizona, who's had the surgery, and she's doing amazing also, and she's helped me a lot with the whole knee situation. My surgeon, Dr. Aaron Roth, amazing surgeon, amazing. Jane Alexander, my nurse practitioner, love her to death. She was there since the beginning, and one of my favorites in the center, Mary Pat, my nutritionist, amazing. That lady has been with me since the beginning of time, I believe. I think she knows me very well. She can tell when I lie or anything, and a lot of people might not like her, but I love Mary Pat. Mary Pat tells you how it is and how it should be done. And I understand a lot of people don't like that, but take it with a grain of salt. She is there to help, and she really does truly care about us, the patients. Now, my update is this. I've lost a total of over 245 pounds in a year. I've went down from a size 7XL in t-shirt shirt to a 3X to a 2X. I went down from a size 60 in pants to a size 42, 44. I also seem to have gained an inch in height. I was measured at 6'2". Now I am 6'3". Life is beautiful. Life is good. If push comes to shove, if I have to get the surgery again, I will get the surgery again. I just hope that I don't have to. And for me not to get the surgery done, I'm following the book to the T. Follow it to the letter. Follow it to everything. Guys, this is love from me to you, to all my subscribers, to all you guys who has been nothing but positive influences in my life. Pre-surgery and post-surgery. Thank you. Thank you all for being there, not turning your backs on me, not changing, no negativity whatsoever. Even my neighbors, people from my block, from where I live, can tell that they notice the difference in me. So again, thank you all for your support. You guys have been a truly blessing, and I want to give a special thanks to Jessica. Special thanks to Paula. May she rest in peace. Special thanks to my mother, my father, my little brothers and sisters, and all my family members who have been there since the beginning of time, who have never doubted me, who have always been positive about me getting the surgery. Thank you all. Peace. God bless. And until next time, guys, See you, and don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, and like my video. Thumbs up, please. All right, peace.